Hey guys, welcome back to the Ducky channel. My name's Everduck, aka Ever, aka Ducky, Duck, whatever you want to call me, that's okay. As long as your intentions are great, that's all that matters. I hope everyone's having a great day or whenever you're seeing this. So today we are going to be seeing or reading Little Mixes cards. I know they kind of separated, or at least Jesy separated from the group like months ago last year. And there was a little bit of drama when Jesy came out with her single towards the end of 2021. So I thought, why not make a TarotCelebriTEA video today on Little Mix and see what they're up to right now? How are they doing? How's the mom life for Leanne and Perry? How's Jade doing? What is Jesy up to? Are they gonna get together, all four of them? Or are they okay with Jesy? What's the tea? What's the TarotCelebriTEA? Okay? So if you have any comments or any suggestions on some other type of TarotCelebriTEA videos, please drop a comment. And I'll be sure to try and see what I can do. Excuse me. Ooh. Weird tickle in my throat. All right. So first and foremost, before I start reading Little Mix's cards, I do want to say that as a tarot card reader, I am just reading the cards, the situation that I'm seeing, and I always wish the best for everyone and anyone. We got to spread more love around, and just because someone else is in the spotlight or someone else is doing well does not mean we cannot be happy for them, because we all have our own times to shine. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's start with Leanne. So how's Leanne feeling about Jesy currently? The Seven of Pentacles. Okay. How is Perry feeling about Jesy? The Sun in reverse. Okay. How's Jade feeling about Jesy? The Queen of Wands. Okay, okay. Okay. And how's Jesy feeling overall about Jade, Perry, and Leanne? The Five of Pentacles. Ooh. Ooh. All right. So let's get started with Leanne. So Leanne's card in regards to what does she think about Jesy currently? She got the Seven of Pentacles. So she's still kind of pondering about things. She's still kind of dwelling, or not dwelling, but like thinking and looking back on like, did she do the right thing? Did I do the right thing? That's what Leanne is kind of thinking, like, ooh, did I handle that situation as best as I could have? And I'm getting the sense because this happened whenever she was pregnant, or she was just a new mom. I think there was just a lot of stress upon Leanne. And so I think what happened between her and Jesy, I think Leanne is kind of thinking like, oh, dang, like maybe I could have like handled the situation a little bit better with a little bit more patience and grace, because Leanne is graceful. She is patient. And so she's kind of thinking back about her situation with Jesy and how like she could have handled things a little bit with more grace and ease. Now, Perry has the Sun card in reverse. So in regards to what she thinks about Jesy, overall, she's feeling pretty good about the two of them. The Sun card never really means anything bad, even in reverse. It could just mean that there is still some time that needs to pass, but overall things are the outlook is great between Perry and Jesy. She knows that maybe some time needs to pass. Maybe like within time, her and or Jesy and Leanne are going to kind of talk and hash things out, and things will be fine. That's what Perry is kind of thinking. She's kind of good. She's fine. And now Jade. Jade got the Queen of Wands here in regards to what she thinks about Jesy and the whole situation. So Jade is very fiery, very creative, very sassy, and she's also optimistic. There's this kind of fire and passion with Jade where she's like, well, I'm getting the sense that she thinks, or she feels like maybe there's a chance that Jesy will come back into Little Mix, and they'll be all a part of, or they'll be all a squad of 4 again. So either that, or I'm also getting the sense that Jade also is just feeling very creative in her expression and in her pursuits as to what the future holds for Little Mix. She's feeling very creative right now, very artsy, very expressive currently, which is great. Now let's go with Jesy. Now Jesy's card is the one that's a little bit of the strongest emotionally. It evokes a lot of emotion. She got the 5 of Pentacles, which is all about, you know, feeling very hurt, very left out in the cold. She feels a little bit abandoned, a little bit isolated, a little bit left out by the 3 women here, by Leanne, Perry, and Jade. She feels a little bit kind of like left out, a little bit like, wow, like I didn't expect this kind of cold-heartedness from my sisters. That's kind of what I'm seeing with Jesy. She wasn't really expecting all of this cold energy and kind of like a cold shoulder is what I'm seeing, like turning and giving her the cold shoulder. Like it seems like everyone gave her the cold shoulder, especially whenever her single came out. She was hoping they would be happy for her, but instead they all kind of gave her the cold shoulder. And so she kind of feels a little bit hurt by that. So let's draw an emotional healing card for Jesy. Let's get a little bit more about how she felt at the time when her single was getting ready to drop or come out. Attractive. She felt good. She felt like, wow, like this is going to help me like attract a lot of attention, but in a good way. Like she was hoping this new single was going to attract a lot of news or media her way, and it did, but it kind of backfired, and it did attract a lot of media, but for the sense or for the reasons that she was not hoping for, which is for these 3 women kind of being a little bit colder to her and not being supportive of her. She was hoping to be supported. And I'm getting the sense that also Jesy feels attractive right now. Like at the time whenever her single was getting ready to drop, she felt really attractive. She's been feeling attractive. And so she was just hoping that these 3 ladies would be more supportive of her, and they weren't. And so it kind of made her feel very left out. So let's see what the future holds. Is there a possibility for Little Mix to return as 4? Wow, let's see. What would happen if Little Mix returns as 4? Page of Cups. Ooh. What would happen if Little Mix stays as 3 and Jesy continues doing her own thing? The 6 of Swords. All right, so let's touch base with these before I draw any more cards. If I can, if I can pick up these cards. All right. So if Little Mix were to return as 4 with Jesy, they got the Page of Cups. They would be able to offer a lot of new material to fans, and emotionally they'd feel joyous. I'm seeing this page with this cup and then this fish bouncing out of the cup. So like, you know, water represents emotions a lot of the time. And this fish represents to me a lot of like, positive changes coming. So it seems like the outlook would be very good if the four of them were to group up together again. Now, if they were to stay as a squad of three with Jesy, you know, doing her own thing, they got the Six of Swords. So what would happen to Little Mix? They would just move on. They would continue traveling, they would continue doing their own thing, and Jesy would continue doing her own thing. So honestly, all I'm seeing here is that, like, either way, it seems like it's going to go pretty well for them. Regardless if Jesy decides to get back together with the group and four of them become Little Mix again, or it'll be just a little mix of three. Now, I am curious to see if the three remaining women, do they plan on coming back and creating more music together? The Two of Wands in reverse. Are they planning on doing things separately? The Star. Ooh, okay. So it seems like I'm getting the sense with the Six of Swords as if they were to stay as three and Jesy does her own thing, they're going to move on. And it seems like they might move on past Little Mix. Because when I asked if the three remaining plan on staying together and doing things, they got the Two of Wands in reverse. Now, the Two of Wands represents partnerships, you know, two people working well together, a good working partnership. But this came out in reverse. So it seems like these three ladies are in different stages, or everyone is in a different stage in their life, a different chapter in their life. And I'm getting the sense that with the Star here, that they are all kind of, they have different goals in mind, different things that they're wanting to pursue, different ambitions. And they feel positive about these, you know, because the Star also talks about optimism and feeling positive about your passions, your ambitions, your goals. So I am getting the sense that Little Mix probably has other things in mind now. Instead of coming back together even as three and making new music together, I'm getting the sense that they all kind of have their own different things that they're wanting to work on. And at least these three ladies know about each other's like personal like goals and ambitions in this stage of each of their lives. And also Jesy it seems like she's also wanting to do her own thing solo. So all of these women are in a different stage in their lives. And you know, Little Mix has been together for, oh my gosh, I don't know, like maybe a decade at least, or about a decade now. So they've done what they've accomplished a lot of what they wanted to accomplish, it seems. And it seems like they're kind of like wanting to move on past Little Mix, and maybe some of them start a family, focus on their family. Some of them focus on solo careers, or focus on investing into other goals. So let's see. What's the outlook for these four ladies, though? Will they be friends again? The Emperor in reverse. All right. What is this Emperor in reverse about? Nine of Wands. Okay. Okay. What about later on down the road? Is there possibility between all these four women to get together, or at least get along again? The Eight of Pentacles, yeah. I think they're all going to come back together again and be sisters again. I don't think they're going to come back together again as Little Mix. But I think there's some control issues here. It seems like there's someone who's a little bit bossy or a little bit controlling, maybe likes to have their way. And they need to let go of this control issue and be persistent with the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands represents, you know, tenacity, being persistent, being strong. So it seems like the four of them, as like getting along, it might take some time, especially because maybe one or two members or two women here are wanting to kind of control the situation, or and they're not letting it happen organically, where Jesy, and I'm getting the sense it's mainly between Jesy and Leanne. They're not letting this happen organically, where the two come together and kind of hash things out and talk things out, because Perry and Jade feel pretty good about all of them for becoming close again as sisters and as like a family unit. But there are some control issues that need to be let go and just remain persistent. This is their advice. So I don't know if they'll ever listen to this, but you know, their advice is just become persistent and be there for one another, especially during the hard times, during the trying times. Show one another that you do care for one another. And it's going to take some time, you know, some skill building, you know, working on rebuilding this friendship, this family connection that they all had between one another. But I get the sense that like there is some hope here. There's a lot of hope, actually. They just need to stop trying to control the situation, or control one another's like ambitions, is what I'm seeing. Let everyone do what they want to do. Be there for each other, especially during the hardest or the trying times that are very difficult. And keep working on it, because it seems like the outlook is going to be very good for them. But as for Little Mix coming together as four, I don't really see that happening. I honestly also don't really see it happening as the three of them, Leanne, Perry, and Jade, as coming together and maybe coming up with a new album. I think they're all just moving on. They're all just wanting to move on from being like just Little Mix, and they all have their own ambitions, and they feel positive about these ambitions. So I'm not really seeing them coming back together, and that's okay. But like the four of them coming back together as a close unit, as sisters, and still being in contact with one another outside of being Little Mix, it's going to take some time, but I think they can get back there. And honestly, Perry and Jade feel optimistic about it. It's just still between Leanne and Jesy, where there's still some things that need to kind of get talked through and talk about. But I think the outlook is good. And again, you know, as a tarot card reader, I always try and respect the people who I'm reading, or I'm like, yeah, just looking at their cards. So if you have any suggestions on what kind of celebrity tarot reading, or TarotCelebriTEA reading, I should say, drop a comment below. Make sure to give me a thumbs up if you liked this, and if you want me to keep doing videos like this about celebrities, if you want to know the TarotCelebriTEA. Okay, so anyway, that's it for me. Ducky out. Okay, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Yo, listen, I'm like 30 years old, and it's taken me a while to recall all these social media platforms that are out there, but you can follow me on there. I'll drop the links in the little description box. I hope y'all all, oh my gosh, so Texan. I hope you all have a great afternoon, evening, good night, or morning, whatever time it is for you. I hope it's great, and I'll see you next time. Bye.